Sparrows. Welcome to Matters of the Heart Monday. Welcome to Matters of the Heart. It's going to be a juicy tonight, so come on in. We've got a great artist, Jackiem Joyner, out of California. So this is going to be a really good show. He should be on any minute now. Hi, Veronica, Wanda, Jerome, welcome in. Come on in. Hopefully you've had a great Monday. And we're talking about gifts, of course. Anytime you come on Mondays, we're referencing how I became fabulous and a lady all the time, right? So, yes, that's what we're going to be doing. Talking about that and the power of gifts. And so, we're going to be bringing Mr. So we can go ahead and get started. And there he is.
Hey, Valerie.
Oh, how are you?
How you doing? Good.
I am great.
Great.
Great. All ready and set to go. I said, let me doll up a little bit and just looking some kind of way earlier.
Yeah.
Just spare the moments. So just giving the Sparrows just a minute to come in because they start coming in because, like I said, I've been really piping you up on the timeline today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. How are things going?
Good. Everything is good. I've been working very hard on this new CD, so that's been taking up a lot of time. But I'm very excited about what you guys are going to hear this summer. So, other than that, I'm getting ready for a short spring tour. I'm going to go to Berks, which is in Reading, Pennsylvania, for the Berks Jazz Fest. And I'm gearing up for a pretty big summer tour. So, very excited about that.
Great. I'm just thrilled that this is your breakthrough on your first conversation on Facebook.
Yeah. This is the first time I've done this.
I love it.
Yeah,
I like to be a trendsetter. So so this is really good. I'm pleased that you're here. And
absolutely.
Give the Sparrows a quick overview of who Jackiem Joyner is before we just delve into conversation, because I am quick to do that and being mindful tonight. So you can go ahead, share a little bit about yourself, and then we can move forward into it.
Okay. Well, I'm a saxophonist. I'm sure everybody should know that by now. I've put out 6 albums, and I've toured over 30 countries. I've been playing saxophone. I'm 39 now, and I've been playing saxophone since I was 14. So I got a little bit of time playing it. I've had the pleasure of touring with some great people like Ronnie Laws, Gene Carn, Angela Bofield, Donnie McClurkin. And so I'm living now in Los Angeles. I was originally born in Norfolk, Virginia. And I grew up in Syracuse, New York. And but now I'm here in sunny LA, away from all the cold weather and and rain. And we've actually been getting a lot of rain recently here in Los Angeles. But I'm now living in Los Angeles, and I am music full time, touring full time, and writing full time.
That's a wonderful thing, because everybody is not so privileged to have the opportunity that you've been presented in this area of. I know we spoke briefly about that, so it was a bit of a journey. So I'm going to take it back to where did it all begin for you.
Yes.
And facts.
Yeah. Well, the saxophone wasn't my first choice of instrument. I got really inspired when I was 11 years old, and we went to this church. It was called Living Word Tabernacle, and it was in Hampton, Virginia. And I saw the choir singing and the band playing, and I was so super excited about that. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was looking at the choir; they were dancing and doing steps, and the musicians were playing piano and drums and bass, and I just felt like I needed to be a part of whatever that was
Of
going on.
course.
Yes, and I begged the music director for 2 years. His name is Jeff Martin. I begged him for 2 years to let me sing in the youth choir, and finally, because I was too young, to sing in the youth choir. But then they finally let me sing in the youth choir, and at least I was a part of something musical. So that really excited me. But I never thought that I would actually play the saxophone because at the end of the service, I would always go and play the drums because I couldn't play during service, and then no one would really be paying attention, so they didn't mind if I bang on the drums. But just to fast forward a few years, after I became 14, I had been playing the drums for a little bit in a couple of different choirs and things, and I kind of felt like I had a little beat. So I told my mom, since I had graduated middle school, to take me in to be in the band class. I really wanted to be in the band. So she took me to the band, introduced me to the band teacher, and I told the band teacher, I said, I play the drums, so I want to play the drums in the band if that's okay. And so he told me that they already have enough drummers. I think they had about 5 or 6 drummers at the time, and so he said that if you want to be in the band, you're going to have to play, because we're trying to build up our woodwind section, is what he told me. So if you want to be in a band, you're going to have to play something else. So I kind of felt bad about that. But he said that he'd teach me. So he took me over to the band closet, and it's a really big band closet with all of these instruments. And he said, pick any instrument and I'll teach you how to play it. So the first instrument I saw was the big tuba, which was enormously large. I didn't even know it was an instrument.
Is he?
And then there was the trumpet. I saw that. I didn't know it was a trumpet. I just thought it was something that had three buttons on it, and I said to myself, well, that only can play 3 notes, so what's the use of that? And then there was a flute, and then I said, I thought that was always for girls. So I didn't play the flute. And then over in the corner, there was a shiny thing. I don't know what it was called. It had lots and lots of buttons in it, and it looked challenging and intimidating. And I asked him what that was. He said, well, that, young sir, is a saxophone. So he said, you want to learn how to play that? And I was thinking to myself, and I asked him, is this made of gold? He said, well, it's not made of gold. Because I figured if it was made of gold, then I could just take it and, drop out of school and just make a lot of money. I don't know. But I said, show me how to play that. And he showed me a couple of notes and gave me a tape to take home and listen to. And on the tape, I didn't know who these greats were, but I later found out it was a Grover Washington Jr., Charlie Parker, David Sanborn was on there, and a lot of really great saxophone players. And it's something that connected with me from listening to that tape. So I tried to, even though I didn't even know all of my notes on the saxophone, I literally would try to play that stuff. But when I was in band class, I was obnoxiously loud, really loud. In fact, my science teacher said that they could all hear me practicing downstairs. That's how loud I was. But to make a long story short, the music teacher thought I was advancing pretty quickly. So he actually invited the principal down to listen, hear me play. And I didn't know what I was supposed to play, but he was bragging to the principal that I was this kid that's been playing for 3 months, and I can't believe he's playing that well. So, but anyways, to make a long story short, I totally forgot about the drums and took up the saxophone, and I was practicing it every single day. And that's like my story of how I started playing sax.
Very interesting, and changed the whole
direction. It's kind of like wasn't my plan.
Right. you know, I mean, drums, they're amazing too, but when you can become completely one, and I've seen your work, I've viewed video, and there are a couple of streams that I put on my timeline today, so the Sparrows can also see your work of how phenomenal you are and
Okay.
how you become unified with your sax. So it's always amazing to see. And I say we're all grateful that you're
Yeah.
a saxophonist because that's out front. You know, it's great with the drums too, but it's not like the sax. The sax is, it really
I
is.
know,
It's
right?
everything, you know?
I always thought I'd be a drummer. Honestly, I didn't think I'd be playing the saxophone. I thought that was like, I was it for me. I just knew that I was just going to be this drummer and touring all over the world. And next thing you know, here comes the saxophone. But
Because you be
you
drumming.
know, it really gave me something because I was always into sports in high school, but the saxophone gave me that extra thing to do and challenge me in a way that sports didn't. You know,
Right.
so it was really interesting. I'd be in the house practicing 3-4 hours every single day because I was trying to learn songs on the tape and just kind of learning by ear. And then I go to school and then play the school music and play the band music.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go home and practice all of this Charlie Parker stuff and Kirk Whalum and all of these guys. So
Yeah.
it was really an interesting experience because up in Syracuse, New York, if you don't know, it's northern New York. It's really really cold,
Uh-huh.
like really cold. In fact, it takes a lot for them to close schools there. Like it's you got to be like really butt freezing in order to close. It could be snowing, blizzard, and they're still sending you to school. So, but I would truck my saxophone in the snow every day from home to school. It was, I mean, I was pushing. I was dedicated.
It says a lot because when you feel that type of attraction to something, it just goes back to topic of the night, you know, your gifts and the love and the acceptance of it. Once you understand what those gifts are, it's your responsibility to be diligent, to learn everything about it, to become one with it because
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
everything. It really is when you can do that. Little do you know how far it really could catapult you when you become aligned. And that's the
Yep.
consciousness side of it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, the thing is at about 2 years in playing the saxophone, I really felt that, man, I really want to take this thing seriously. How can so I started buying more tapes and more music and listening to, and I turn on a jazz station and I just let it play and I try to play to whatever's on the jazz station. And
Uh-huh.
I didn't know who those people were, but I was trying to mimic them. But it's interesting. It was probably the first thing that I was seriously dedicated doing, which was, you know, the saxophone. And then I started writing my own music. And the thing is because I was playing the keyboards a little bit while I was in school too.
Mm-hmm.
And my first, because if you don't know, I write most of my music, most of my songs. I write most of all of my music I write.
That's great.
But my story of writing is very interesting because it started in Radio Shack, believe it or not.
Get out of here.
So, you know, I'm always going to the mall and, you know, Radio Shack, they had like keyboards and stuff like that in there. And they had a Casio keyboard sitting in there. So I just strolled around and I started messing around with it. There was a button to record what you played. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's cool. So when I played it back, it played what I recorded, but it said, would you like to add a new track? And I said, okay, so I could play that and then that'll play and then I can play something on top of that. I was totally intrigued by that. And so I just kept going. And all of a sudden I'm like in Radio Shack for probably 2 hours writing a song until the clerk kicked me out
Gotta love it.
and unpowered. Like that could have been like the song that would have made me millions of bucks, but Radio Shack person just kicked me out. And that's probably why they went out of business, by the way. But
Of course they did.
but that's kind of how I started writing. And ever since then, you know, now there's so many tools of writing music. I kind of tightened up playing piano a little bit better and really started having fun writing music.
Writing is an expression, you know, because you can have thoughts of whatever is in your heart. It could be different types of emotions, good, bad, and different. It doesn't matter. It comes from the heart. And when you have a musical instrument, whether if it's an actual instrument or your voice, whatever the case, the passion that attaches with it makes it that much more grand and powerful. And when you start layering that in, you know, like you're at Radio Shack and you're layering all of this, you're intrigued, you're challenged by it, and now you want more of it. So it goes to show, like, oh my gosh, this can be hot.
Yeah, and the thing is the passion came early, because I think I was passionate with the saxophone before I could play. But the crazy thing is that when you start directing that passion to writing music and playing songs and practicing, you can really do amazing things with music. And, you know, there have been times where I've been in a studio and I don't even know how long I've been in there. Like, it had been 12 hours and I'm so into it and I'm so gone. And next thing you know, I'm like, I can't believe it's already nighttime, you know. But it's like one of those things where it's a job, but it's not a job. It's like you could do it forever, you know.
That's the beauty in it. I do the same thing and just lose all track of time when I'm writing, and everything with me is associated with music. I told you about that. That's the whole point of where this platform came from. Music and me writing, you know, my book, How I Became Fabulous and a Lady All the Time. Bam. So,
oh, wow. Nice.
There she is. But writing, it takes me back to dates and times when I want to recall something in particular. I can put on a song and it takes me back to those moments. Everything. Where I was, who I was, what I was wearing, who I was with, the emotions that I felt. And that's when I get to typing. That's when it comes out. And that's where all the juicy comes from in the book. Because if you can't go back to those times and recall it, you can't write it very well. And it's the same with writing music. Very same thing.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like a lot of times when we're writing music, we tend to listen to our own music. We over listen to our own music until we actually can't stand hearing it anymore. Someone said, hey, could you play that song? And I could be like, no, I don't want to play that song because I've been playing it forever. But the thing is that I could go back to my first CD, Baby Soul, and when I put it in and I play it, it immediately reminds me of where I was, what kind of mindset I was in during that time, and it just reminds me of all kinds of things. So it's interesting that writing, you know, even with writing literature, it does pretty much the same thing.
It does. The whole point of pairing it together with this platform, because music, whether if it's literature or it's a note, it's one and the same. You just add music to it, you add a voice to it, and then there's so many areas of embellishing and bringing it all to life, because you're still affecting people either way you look at it. You're touching souls, you know, and that's what it's all about.
And people getting a deeper sense of who you are, you know. And with music, there isn't words, so we're expressing ourselves through sound, and people are now associating my sound with my personality, you know. And for you as a writer, you know, it's the same thing. I mean, you're expressing yourself, and people are getting a deeper sense of who you are.
Exactly. It's going to be even deeper when the second book comes out, because that's what I'm writing from. Who I am. It's called I Am. I Accept Me.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that type of thing, it's amazing. And it sometimes, I can't speak for you, but it surprises me when I write something and I go back and read it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wrote that? Good grief. That's hot. You know, so I mean, like, oh my goodness. And it takes vulnerability to share it. Like, do I want to really expose myself here? But if you don't, it's going to be a piece of that puzzle that's missing, and it's not going to be complete unless you add that extra little thing to it, and it's just being authentic. So
you know, and as writing music, we kind of have the similar experiences. Is you know, you wake up in the morning and you're listening to a song, you're like, wow, did I write that? Geez, that sounds horrible.
Then you take it back and you rewrite.
What was I thinking? And and then other times, and then other times it's like, oh wow, that sounds good. Okay, I'm headed in the right direction.
It is a wonderful thing. And it's quite a few sparrows that have come in and out of the room. I just want to acknowledge you all. Thank you so much for coming in. It's not that, we're ignoring. We are not. We're just having great conversation. Continue to put your comments in, and I promise we're going to get back around to those and answer them shortly. Okay? Thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys spending time with us tonight. And while you're watching, go ahead and share this footage. Please share it. There's somebody somewhere who needs to see it. Just like you're viewing and enjoying, invite someone else in to enjoy as well. Okay? And okay, Jackiem, we were talking about literature and writing. It's more to you than music. And that's just the creative genius. We're fortunate to be on that side of creativity, to where you get so much more than the sound of music. You can put pen to paper, however you want to do that, and create. I write from nonfiction or setting, whereas you are science fiction. And you already have one book out already. So being an author, where is that coming from in comparison and lineages with music?
It's interesting because as long as I can remember, I love going to the movies and watching movies, critiquing movies. I'll build up all this anticipation for a movie, and then I'll go and see it and be totally disappointed.
Exactly.
By the writing, and then and then one day I said to myself, okay, well, rather than critiquing all of these other people, maybe you should make your own story. And that's exactly what I did with my first novel, Zaria. And I had quite a bit of time to write it, because a lot of times I'm flying from here to there. And if I'm not reading, I could just be writing. So there, the first chapter of Zaria started on a United flight somewhere, and it continued on a train somewhere else, and in a lobby at or at a gate for American Airlines or something like that. That's how that story was written. And the thing is I've always loved science fiction, and it just fascinated me, science fiction and planets and things like that. So that's what I did with the book Zaria, is I created a story of a young teenage girl who is trying to stop a very bad person for doing very bad things on a planet. And she creates her own artificial intelligent flying skateboard thing, and she's hacking into military facilities and things like that. And so it's a very exciting book, and I've already started writing the second one, and then in addition to some other stuff. So I'm really enjoying it, and I feel that when I'm writing music, it feels the same with writing literature. Honestly, it feels like it's the exact same. I'm working the same muscles.
It is creating character or being the character. It doesn't matter. It's just making sure you paint the picture to where the reader can understand every detail of the story with each and every character, and then tying it all together to make sense of it. So it's literally, putting pieces of the puzzle together. I cannot sit and write from beginning to end. I've written on a piece of paper, I've written in a journal, I've recorded on my phone or my iPad, and I'm taking all of this information from years ago or whatever, it could be present or not, and you put it all in one space and you orchestrate it. It's like facilitating a band. It is. And then
and I found a discipline, where I was just made sure I wrote 5 minutes every single day, kind of no matter what. That's the only way I finished, because it's a full-length book, 400 and some odd pages long.
My goodness.
But it was really an enjoyable experience to actually, when I got the first fresh copies of my book, that was quite amazing.
It's exciting.
Because it is an exciting thing. It is an exciting thing. So, and that's going to be, you know, with me for a long time. Writing literature is going to be with me for a long time. I'm going to be putting out, I'm going to be putting out my second novel in the summer. And if I finish the third one, that'll come out, because I've been writing them both, two separate novels I've been writing simultaneously, and they're getting close to being done. So if I can get both of them out this year, you guys are in for a treat. Trust me.
Cannot wait. This is exciting. When you're working on one, you're already focused on the next one. It's in your mind. It's already there. And writing both at the same time. And I feel for myself, that's why it takes so long to really orchestrate it. I don't want to rush that, because when you push too quickly just to get it out and say you're done with it, it's things that you left out that should have been in there.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to rewrite it. So just take your time and get it done the first time, and then it's really juicy. It's worth
exactly.
it.
Exactly. I think I wrote Zaria 3 times.
Did you really? And why was it?
So, yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, you know, as I went through the second draft writing, I started to put the story together better, and just grab things from the end. I knew what the end was going to be. I had the end in mind while I was writing throughout the story, and I was able to make things make more sense. The third time around, that really kind of tied everything together. And then obviously even working back and forth with my editor, even some more things kind of helped to, you know, make the story more, you know, and make it stick. So it's a process. It's not an easy thing. It is not an easy thing to do. But anybody can do it. The thing is anybody can do it, because if you got a story inside of you right now, you know, all you got to do is put a little bit of time every day, and your mind will start working on it while you're sleeping, you know?
That's true. That's true, because I don't wake up without writing. I keep a notepad and pen in arm's reach, or my phone, something I can record. Because no sooner than I open my eyes, of course, have my gratitude time in the morning, but I'm ready to write something. I'm that excited to write something. And even with that 5 minutes a day, and I usually say at least 15, but then I construct all day long. So that's the difference here, because I have to get it out of me and down somewhere on a pad, or somewhere I can go back to it and listen to it later, and then I'll finish it, or I know exactly where it's supposed to go, which chapter is in, and how it's relative. So it's a great thing. Now, Veronica Morris said, how long did it take for you to complete your novel? Especially with you writing 5 minutes here and there.
Well, you know, it took about 3.5 years with editing and everything to finish it. So yes, that's pretty long. And that's because I was traveling a lot, and I didn't want to put out something that wasn't professional. That's how come, you know, I hired very good editors for the book to make everything make sense. But it, you know, it took some time. It took some time. My other books that I'm finishing up now did not take as much time, because now I kind of have a formula to writing that, like this, similar to my studio, where I actually have a formula to writing music and different things like that.
Well, that's always great. And I think it's Natalie. I can't recall her last name, but she wrote something earlier asking, did you always know that music or the sax was going to be a part of your life? Something along those lines.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I didn't know. Remember, drums. I thought I was going to play drums. Well, actually, I thought I was going to be singing, and then I thought I was going to be playing drums. So now I'm thinking I'm playing the sax. I think I play the sax, right?
Yes, you play the sax. And I'm not sure if anybody can hear, you know, out there. Sparrows, let me know if you can hear Jackem's music. I literally have his music playing in the background. I'm not sure if you can hear it. You can give some thumbs up or some likes and loves or whatever. Let me know, because I want you to be able to hear this great music. And welcome to everybody else that's just joining. Be sure to go back and hit the replay on this, because it's a great conversation that's going on. And Maria Weathers is saying, I always say I always say it, but timing is everything. So no rush needed. And that goes to writing our books, so your songs or whatever the case, being
Hmm.
patient in it, because in reality, my book was to be out last year.
Hmm.
Real talk, I wanted it to be out in 2017, when right after I published the first one. I said, oh, I'm sassy. I'm going to put 2 books in the same year. I'm going to publish it.
Hmm.
Did not
Yeah.
happen. Did not
Yeah.
happen. Here it is. You know, springtime 2019 is still not out, and everybody said, when is it coming out? When is it coming out? And I continue to set dates. However,
Hmm.
I may have to end up keep pushing that date, because I'm not going to meet that date just for the sake of putting it out, and I'm not satisfied with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
No,
going.
that's the thing. You know, I think my other book that I'm putting out this year, I don't want to title it yet. I mean, there is a
Yeah.
title, but I don't want to give it away yet. I
Not
actually thought it was going to come out last summer. I did, but it didn't. You know, so we put the times on ourselves, but just life happens, and a lot of times it takes things are taking longer because you know that it's not ready yet. You know.
exactly.
But I like deadlines because it helps to push you to
Mm-hmm.
get on it, you know?
Yes,
I can't work without a deadline.
I agree.
Some
And
kind of
that's why I
deadline.
do it. I do it because, I said, okay, I have this amount of weeks. I have this to do by this time. It's great when it comes to structuring, and
Hmm.
it's something to look forward to. I mean, my coaching business is challenge based. So I've always been a challenge type individual. I'll give you a deadline on something.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
do that. It's natural. But
yeah.
it's just something to aspire toward. And then, like you said, I agree with setting a time every single day. If that's something that you want to do, if it's writing or whatever the case, something that is going to really make you feel fulfilled in your life, why not set a time every day to work
Hmm.
on that
Hmm.
thing, whatever it might be?
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, once you have like a routine, and that's the thing, you know, I was always against routines, but now I've realized that in order for me to really get stuff done, it's best if it's put in my routine. You
That's
know,
true.
wake up, you work out, you do this, you do that, you write, and it's just like, there you go.
That's it. Use your calendar for what you need to use it for. The reminders on your phone. I wear Siri out. I have Siri setting stuff for me all day long and
Hmm.
projecting. So whenever those bells and whistles go off, I have to kind of shift gears from what I'm currently doing to stop
Hmm.
that and work on this for a while. That way
Yes.
you can get so much more work done during the day. And like you're saying, you just take advantage of the you're flying from place to place, and you're
Hmm.
using that time for writing. So when
Yeah.
you look at writing the book versus writing a song,
Yeah.
how do you shift your mind between the two?
You know, writing music is interesting because for me, a lot of times a melody will come to me just out of
Yeah.
the blue. You know, I could be in a grocery store, I could be driving, anything, and then all of a sudden this melody comes. So luckily, the iPhone has those recording memos, and
Yes.
I'll record the melody. And I actually built up quite library of melodies. But I was making one big mistake is when I would go back and I'd listen and I'd hear myself singing the melody. I I'm like singing it out of key, so it's like I don't know what's going on. Like, where's the key? What was that? I know it was something. So now my strategy, I hum the key first, and then I actually will hum the quick melody, and then and that's how I record it. And I've actually created the Evolve, which is my fifth album.
Uh-huh.
The title cut to that song was that song was made from I was doing a concert in Denver, and I was on my way back, and the melody came to me while I was driving, and I was able to record it, and that's how Evolve came. So even Trinity, a melody to that was very similar to that. Trinity is my daughter, if you guys,
Yeah.
and the song that I wrote for her, melody. I wrote the melody first, and then I had the band record. I recorded the music on piano, and then I had the band come in the studio, and we recorded it live.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love that. And she's a cutie
Yeah.
pie. I saw pictures of her.
Thank you.
Saw pictures of her. But
Yes.
on top of that, I I am a fan, huge fan of Flourish, right? And when you record it, and I put the live version, I don't know where you were exactly, but I posted it on my timeline today.
Okay.
When you played Yes, Say Yes, I took it to church. I said, boy, stop. I said, oh my God. No,
Oh,
he
you
didn't.
cannot be taking the Say Yes to church. That you gotta be careful with that one.
I'm saying yes to the right thing.
Okay.
But that was a part of your gift being shared with that audience. And it was amazing. It was. It's playing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. It's, and that song, pretty much everywhere I perform, I'm usually performing Say Yes. So it's a favorite
It is
of
great
a lot
favorite.
of my fans, and I'm gonna keep giving it to them. Or y'all.
Please keep doing that. Please do that because you get lost in it in the sway because you start doing this. And when you start doing that, you know, and your eyes closed, it's over. It's over. Because you have now captured a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know me, do that. Love jazz, love the sax, love the guitar, piano, violin. Like those are my things.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I start doing this, especially in a jazz set with the acoustics being so crisp and everything is just like you are caught up in that space.
Mm-hmm.
That's a gavel. Crush. You crushed it. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to see you live just for that. And
Thank you.
other albums. Yeah.
Okay. Well, where are you based? You're in Charlotte or?
I'm in Charlotte.
I think I might be doing. Well, I don't know how far Winston-Salem is from Charlotte, but I think we might be doing something there this summer.
That will be great. And
yeah.
I'm one of those advocates when I really like an artist and I want you in my hometown. Mm-hmm. I take it to the jazz venues, and if they haven't heard you, then I introduce you to make sure you get here. So I'm one of those.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's don't be surprised if you end up in Charlotte. Okay, I will let you know. But you are definitely worth the ride to Winston. It's not that far away.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have a spot that's in Atlanta that I attend often. It was my spot, and I'm going to make sure I tell her about you also and get you over there.
In Atlanta, which spot is this in Atlanta?
Well, it's north of Atlanta, in Alpharetta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Velvet Note. And if you haven't been to the Velvet Note, you've got to go to the Velvet Note. I mean, perform there. It's that amazing. So I'll be in touch with Tamara about you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's for sure.
Awesome.
See, I do all of this marketing, and she was like, girl, you're in the wrong business. I said, no, I just like to shop around the people that I really fall in love with because it's something unique about them. So if I want to see you live, that's how I go about doing it. So.
And you know, also my website, JackieMJoyner.com, which would update the tour schedules every week on there too. So.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Sparrows, wherever you are in the world, make sure you follow Jackiem everywhere he is. Do that. Make sure you download his music, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you can download. I think I've downloaded every one of your albums.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I've done that. To make sure I circulate, you know, on my radio podcast as well. So I mentioned that to you. So that's the least I can do because I stand behind the people I believe in, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also I'm on Twitter at Jackiem Joyner and also on Instagram at Jackiem Joyner as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely follow. So I know you have, you know, your current album out. You have your current book. You mentioned that you're going to be dropping your second book sometime this summer. What about another EP and album?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in the studio and I'm finishing up I'm in the final stages on album number 7. And this was a really fun album to record, and I'm looking forward to this coming out. There isn't an exact release date. I'm going to actually post it for you guys when I have that. but it's getting close to being done, and I'm gonna tell you, you guys are gonna love it, especially if you like baby soul. It's on the smoother, more romantic side. So
Yes.
it was a pleasure to record this record.
Ah, so that the whole CD is going to be more smooth, or is it a variation?
Well, it's going to be more, and see, I'm giving away too much. It's going to be on the romantic side. Let's just keep it that way.
Okay, great.
Just...
Well, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yep.
Download that.
It's a nighttime record.
Okay. See, that's all you need to share. And I won't probe anymore.
Thank you.
I won't probe anymore. Let me see. There are some comments out here. I'm going to help. Can you see them? Can you see the comments?
I can't.
Swipe
can't.
left on your screen.
Swipe left?
You'll be able to see.
Oh, I see it. No, okay. What is that? Let's see.
You can see now?
Yeah. I can see. Yeah. I can see it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Laura says she's very proud of you, and it's been so many other comments that's come through that I'm unable to go backwards to read now. However, what normally happens is after every show, we'll go in and just respond to the comments that we missed, so it tends to be quite a few, and we get caught up in conversation and trying to read comments and respond to those and then have a continual conversation.
Yeah.
Like
I said, this is my first time doing this, so
it's fun. I told you it was easy.
This is fun. I'm going to do this again.
Yeah. Always.
Are y'all having fun out there?
Yeah, respond. And Maria, it all sounds exciting. She loves it. So I don't know if you have a name for your followers, but I always have mine. Mine are Sparrows. So if you don't have a name, you may want one. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I
didn't know I could give names to my followers.
It's all in love.
I gotta ask my followers, what do you guys want to be called?
Yes, all of Jackie's followers in the room. Make sure. What would you like for him to call you in unison as a family? That's what it's all about. It's all in respect. And those of you who are the first time in and you're followers of Jackiem, be sure to put visitor, #visitor in the room. All of you veterans, #veterans. And if you're a newbie, #newbie. And thanks a lot to all of, everyone that's going to be catching the repeat and the replays later on. So we really appreciate you guys taking time to come in and sit with us tonight.
Yes. And I'm going to share this on my wall too.
Yes.
Again, like I said, this is my first time doing this. I probably need to do this again. So I can
figure it out. I'll tell you. I'm a leader, not a follower, Jackiem. I told you, I take the lawnmower and create a space. But at the same time, something that's missing. So you've got some names popping up in comments. JJ's Crew, JJ's Pack.
JJ's Pack, look at that. Hi, Laura. I got to say her.
Yeah. It's a wonderful thing. And it's just something special that you have with your followers that everybody just do not have. And then when you say the name, it's not his, her, it's Sparrows. Yeah,
okay. I got to think of that. I'm going to be thinking of that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sparrows, is there any other questions out that you want to ask Jackiem? And you never let me know if you could hear the music at all, because I'm having a concert of my own here in the room. I was trying to share it with you if you could hear it. That's all I'm asking. To date, what is your greatest success?
My greatest success?
Yeah.
Wow, my daughter.
Of course. And I love the name Trinity.
That's my greatest success. Trinity is my biggest success, I think.
Yeah. Does she have a love of music?
Yeah. She loves messing with the piano, and she just likes a lot of different things right now. So I'm probably going to start on piano. She likes to mess around on that. She can play some the C scale on it now, and so you guys are going to hear from her. Watch.
Yes, and you should do something like now that you've gotten a taste of live. You should have her in your studio, and you guys are doing some stuff together. There's some father-daughter time. Put it out
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that.
there.
That'll be fun. I think you guys will love it.
Yes.
I'll be showing her the notes and stuff, and it'll be cool.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, Maria has
cool.
something here. She said, incorporate the word jazz in the name you give.
The word
I guess
jazz.
she's talking about followers. Yeah.
The jazz pack. No, I can't. I don't know.
You can
I'm thinking.
jazz,
My mind is
jazz or something with
working.
the sax or saxophone. You know,
I don't know. Let's
something.
see. I don't know.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah. I got to think about it. It's gonna be interesting.
It'll come
but
to
you guys are gonna like it. I promise.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. So I just feel like tonight was a good night. I'm glad you took time to come in and spend some time with us. You know, I just try to keep it interesting when I bring guests on, and you're the first saxophonist that I've brought on. So I've had a guitarist, and so you're the first saxophonist. And just keep it interesting. The Sparrows never know what I'm going to do, who I'm going to bring on next. But it's always a juicy conversation because it's unscripted.
Yes. I had fun. This was fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can't complain. I cannot complain at all. It's a great time. And usually they're spoiled to the fact of an artist singing or playing music or whatnot. And let me tell you guys, he's unable to do that tonight. So that's why I took the initiative to have his music playing in the background. We were not prepared for a live set or anything like that. However, the next time.
Yes.
The next time.
Absolutely, next time.
Yes. Because I would really like to bring it back once you release your book. And I'll bring you in on the other platform for Wisdom Wednesday, so we can talk more about both books at that time.
Yeah, I'd love to. This is cool.
I
love what you're doing too. Your channel's nice. I like it.
Thank you so much.
And I look forward to reading your book.
Oh yeah, that's going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting. I can't wait to read it. I really can't. All these pieces.
You talking about Zaria?
Yes.
I got a little surprise for you guys.
Are you serious? That's what I'm talking about. I knew you'd do it. Go for it.
You know, I don't. You know, it's so weird because
You just made my night. Yes, you did. It should be little saxophones going everywhere, likes and loves going up. Where are the hearts? Where are the hearts for the impromptu set? I love when that happens. I do. Because it's just connecting all the dots. And like I said, you are truly gifted in what it is that you do. And just continue to be amazing.
Thank you. I will continue to be amazing. I like that.
Put it on a t-shirt.
That is great.
Because, you know, that's what happens when you're doing what you were born to do. And this is what you were born to do. It's obvious.
Yes, yes, yes. This is me. It's me and the sax and music and writing.
Yes, it is all the way that. That's why I
Yeah.
love what I do. I love this platform. I love coaching people. Like I always have a tag. I introduce you to yourself. And when I introduce you to
Yes.
yourself, then that's what living looks like. That's
Hmm.
what it's all about.
Yeah.
Wow, my
I learned
face
so much
hurt. You
about
just really
myself today.
did this. See, you talk to me enough, you're gonna discover a whole lot more.
I
I'm
know,
just
right?
saying.
I'm just brushing the surface on myself right now.
Yeah. Yes, I can ask you some questions that will completely change your life. That's
I know,
real
right?
talk. Yes.
Wow, you might have to send those questions to me ahead of time.
It's unscripted.
That's right, I know, right?
That's why it's so juicy. You never know where the conversation is going to go. If I send you the questions, you've prepared for the
Yeah,
conversation.
I know, right?
We're limited with where we go with it once we do that. So it's the
Yeah.
whole point, to my madness when I decide to do something like that. But the best way to get to know someone is to imagine that you're in the kitchen. That's where everybody has
Mhm.
great conversations. The kitchen, the barber shop, the beauty shop. Those
Mhm.
are unscripted situations, and you're yourself. You're comfortable. You feel
Mhm.
free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just play.
Yep.
Any and everything comes out in those places in conversations.
That's right.
And that's the warmth and the love and the harmony that I want on this platform.
Yeah. And you should, you know what though, you this how many of these have you done this here series?
Quite a few. I started December 3rd
Hmm.
for a month. So every Monday I do them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get some of you guys watching out to my show. You guys will really dig it, and a lot of you probably know many of my band members too. So like I said earlier, I'm really looking forward to a pretty explosive summer tour. Um,
Yes.
which is really gonna test my chops, so to speak.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's always fun playing songs like "Say Yes." That I get messages, people, are you gonna play "Say Yes"? Or if I'm doing a show and someone bought tickets to the show, I'll get a little message, are you gonna play this tonight? And a lot of times I might not have been thinking about it, and then next thing you know, I'm playing it for them. And then everyone gets to hear it.
Yes.
Yep.
That's so
So
wonderful.
cool.
Yes. It's almost like those making selections at church. You know how somebody used to write on the piece of paper what they want to hear and they pass it?
Mhm.
They pass it up front to the group. I want to hear this. I want to hear that. And
I
so
know.
it just makes it interesting. But to receive those types
Yeah.
of requests, that just goes to show how much, how many hearts that you've touched. And it's something
Hmm.
about how you play that particular
Hmm.
song. It takes them somewhere.
Yeah, you guys got to tell me your favorite song of mine. I know, it's interesting because uh, depending if I'm on the East Coast or if I'm on the West Coast, it's like when I'm in Florida, everyone wants me to play Dance with Me. And
Really?
yeah, yeah, and then in California, most people want me to play I'm Waiting for You.
Love it.
And then on the East Coast, if I'm in DC, and everybody wants me to play Say Yes. So it's like regional. Everyone's got their own thing. It's so funny.
Yes, because you really take it up. And when you hit that high note, I just went back.
Oh wow.
I did that. So
Yeah.
that's great. Now it's wonderful to have requests for Say Yes, but what is your number one top pick of your songs that you've written?
My number one top pick that I absolutely love performing is I'm Waiting for You. That's my number one song to play. I love performing that song.
Yes.
Still, it's and that song was number one, but it's still my number one song to play live too, right now.
Okay. So why is this particular one?
Well, you know, I'm waiting for you is, for one, most everybody knows it because they've heard it on the radio before. But, you know, over the years, it's kind of evolved into this whole new live thing. It's really fun to watch live versus just hearing the radio version.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy getting the audience up on their feet on that song.
And the participation is different, you know, from a live set. It's nothing greater than a live set, especially in an intimate setting. It's a small spot. And like I said, acoustics is everything. So when the acoustics is just right and you can just...
Yeah. You know, I have a different set for when it's acoustic. When I'm, you know, when it's really close and intimate, that's where songs like Say Yes that I wrote come in, When You Smile, a lot of my more gentle songs. You know.
It was someone that said, who was that? They said they caught you in Cancun.
Oh, okay, yeah, Cancun. That was fun.
Gonzalez, yes. They caught you in Cancun.
Yeah, Cancun was amazing. Cancun was amazing. And it was so many musicians there and so many people that I know that were there. But good to see you in Cancun, Doreen. Thanks for coming and thanks for watching.
Yes, and for all you Sparrows, wherever you are in the world, if you catch one of his sets, make sure, let him know you're a Sparrow so he knows where your village is. Yeah. So he'll know which village you came. Val Sparrows, that's right.
I like it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we can kind of go on and on and on because I know how I get excited and then start, you know, talking about this and that. But I know you have to get back to some things because I have to get back to writing too. And it would definitely be a part 2. Once you release your album, you can come back. You just know you have open invitation for that. I'll keep my eyes and ears open for it. And as well as on Wednesday, we'll bring you in so we can just talk more about both your books over on that.
Thank you. This has been a pleasure. This has been really a pleasure, Val.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I have also. So
Sparrows, thank all of you for listening and watching. You know, you guys are my fans. You guys have, some of you have known me for probably more than 10, 11 years and have been following and listening to my music. So I just got to say that I am very humble and very appreciative to you guys, the fans. So you guys mean a lot to me. You should know that.
I believe they do. It comes out in your work. So if you didn't feel the appreciation and being such a humble person, then you wouldn't be able to produce the music that you do. It goes back full circle. You give love.
Hi, Andrea. My friend Andrea Moore is watching. Hello.
You see her?
Yeah. So many friends I've got on here. So it's nice to see. You know, I've got to do this whole thing again. This is fun. This is my first time doing the Facebook interview live thing. It's pretty nice.
You got to look, man. You can't be going through live sleep. You can't do it.
I know.
You have to utilize these tools.
Yep, that is right. Well, thank y'all so much, and thank you so much, Val.
You're welcome.
It's really been a pleasure.
That's it. Same here. So thank you, Sparrows. As promised, it was a juicy conversation, just like I said it would be. I appreciate you, Jackiem, appreciate you coming in and spending time with us. We'll see you again very soon, and be sure to follow him. And Jackiem, be sure when you go in to respond to comments, if you could put all of your contact information in again, just to ensure that they know exactly.
So I'm on Instagram at Jackiem Joyner, and on Twitter at Jackiem Joyner, and I'm also my website is jackiemjoyner.com. So you guys can reach me. You can send me a message on any of those platforms.
Okay, and I'll talk to you more about, and I'm sure I could probably get on your website about where you're going to be and how to contact you for additional things, because I tend to have ideas. Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
So that's it, Sparrows. I thank you so much for coming in, and thank you as well, Jackiem's crew of whatever he decided to call you.
JJ's crew.
Tonight.
I don't know. I'm thinking of a name right now.
Yeah, so calm. So thank you so much for coming in, and love without conditions. Always possess a positive attitude and soar in all you do. I love you, mean it. Smooches.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.